Stream recording 3, 2, 1, 0. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. So today we're gonna be reacting to a wannabe gangster realize he's going to jail. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and without further ado, let's react to the video.
Gangsters are supposed to be seen as tough thugs with little regard for the law. But what happens when fake gangsters are faced with real prison time?
I don't want nobody telling no dumb shit.
These are three never-before-seen examples of when wannabe gangsters realizing they'll be serving prison time. Starting with the case of 18-year-old Conrad Troja, who in September of 2010 was leaving school when he was approached by a man holding a handgun. Conrad was ordered to take off his bag and hand it over, but when he refused, he was shot in the chest by the man. Miraculously, Conrad managed to stumble away from the scene and call for help before collapsing and dying on the spot. The suspect fled immediately, but was later identified as Edtavion Wilcox, who was brought in for attempted murder. But as it turns out, he wasn't all that tough in the interrogation room.
Alright, here's the deal. You know something else happened. I don't sit here and talk to you without knowing what the deal is, alright? We've been talking to people, we've been interviewing people, we've been showing people pictures, we've been looking at video. I didn't bring you up here because you weren't wearing your seatbelt, okay? You got arrested for burglary before and they didn't even bring you up here. Obviously it's something a little more serious.
Wilcox is trying to remain calm and pretend as though he's got no idea what this is all about. Little does he know, his getaway driver had also been apprehended and confessed to everything.
I don't know why they all do the same thing, chat. They know that they're literally caught, but they just continue on doing the same thing, chat.
Now the detective just has to find a way to get him to confess as well.
This is going to go one of two ways. You're either going to be a guy who made a mistake, hanging around the wrong place, the wrong time, did something dumb, or you're going to be a guy that goes out and likes to shoot people for fun, okay? Listen, and before you say anything, I think you're a guy that made a mistake. I know you were there, okay? I know what happened. I've talked to the victim. The victims picked you out of a photo lineup and said, that's the guy that shot me, okay? Here's the thing. I don't think you shot that guy because you're a bad person. You didn't mean to kill that guy, okay? What happened was you were just trying to snatch his backpack. He started fighting with you, and you got scared.
So y'all saying I shot somebody?
I know you shot somebody.
Imagine you're an 18-year-old kid who got in over their head and ended up shooting and killing an innocent civilian. No matter who you are, you'll be feeling scared. A feeling that'll only be amplified when a police officer asserts that they know exactly what happened. Wilcox will be feeling rattled now. As the cop talks, he's slumped over in his chair, implying he's interested in what the cop is saying, and as soon as he's allowed to talk, all his responses sound confused and even bewildered. The cop knows he has him on the back foot. Now he just needs to close it out.
Hey man,
you're 18,
real
right?
quick, chat.
You're 18, yes?
18?
This is what...
He's 18? I thought he was around 26 plus, chat. He don't look nothing like 18, chat. He don't look nowhere near my age at all, chat.
You need to stand up and be a man and admit you made a mistake. I know you weren't trying to kill that guy. I know that because you're not the kind of guy that does that. You panicked. You got scared. You got in over your head. The victim's making you out to be a stone cold, just straight up thug killer. Guy that doesn't give a f about anybody else. Alright? If you keep going down the path you're going down telling me you didn't have anything to do with it, it's not you, who are people going to believe? Are they going to believe you or are they going to believe the victim? They're going to have to believe the victim because you didn't give me your side of the story.
Wilcox is being pushed into a corner. The detective is using the facts that he knows Wilcox is just in over his head, but is using language in such a way that makes him feel like he's accused of being this cold-blooded monster. His reactions to this prove just how well this technique is working. He stares at the ground, implying shame.
We can make some arrangements.
Chat. He's just trying to get the trust together, chat.
If you're a gamer,
he's just building trust with the inmate, but with the man, chat.
And rubs his head in a pacifying behavior that shows how stressed he is.
A guy that sits there like you is not a guy that goes around and kills people. You understand what I'm saying? You have remorse.
Chat,
you're sorry.
now he wants to cry. He ain't cried when he killed that man, chat. Like, they don't think before they act, chat. You can't do the crime. No, you can't do the time. Don't do the crime.
I can see it on. You just need to take that next step. What happened in that parking lot? Did you guys plan it? Or did it just happen?
Now he got it.
I can't.
Now you want to cry, chat.
Don't, here, remember how we talked about that? Don't think about that. That's the least of your concerns right now.
In a breakdown that's far from gangster, Wilcox starts to cry and laments on how he absolutely can't go back to jail. The detective uses this moment of vulnerability to press him further and tells him he has one last opportunity to be honest and let everybody know that he isn't the monster they think he is.
Did you say stop hitting me or I'm gonna shoot you? Anything like that?
I'm like, I had my hand like right here.
No, you had your left hand like up against him, trying to push him away?
Chat, he's literally trying
Where
to
was he
gain
at?
trust.
Which pocket? How many times did you shoot? What happened after you pulled the trigger? Did he fall down or was he was still standing up? Where'd you hit him?
I didn't even know.
Okay, so you fired that one round. What happened? You just froze up?
And just like that, Octavian Wilcox confessed to shooting Conrad Tohan and was sentenced to life in prison. All over a school bag.
Over a school bag? Life in prison over that? One simple mistake and he gets life in prison, chat. That's why you gotta think before you act, chat. That's exactly why you gotta think.
The rest of his life in prison, Demetrius Cox wasn't so lucky. Throughout the beginning of 2020, a war between rival gangs 438 and AF-NF began to break out. Many shootings were reported with dozens of deaths attributed to just these two gangs, with one of these occurring on the 14th of April. Shots were fired at a house party in Davenport, Florida, resulting in the death of 20-year-old Wolf Luma. The killer was identified almost immediately as Demetrius Cox, also 20 years old. 2 weeks later, Cox was brought in on the suspicion of murder, and an interrogation began, ending in one of the most shocking moments in interrogation history.
Dang, dude.
Sure, I do.
You can shake my hand?
I can.
And I didn't shake your hand before because we weren't able to, but now we can, right?
Open and close.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed of the way just overall, your persona as it is.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate the respect. It's gonna be given right back to you, okay?
Cox starts the interrogation out respectfully, but as the interview continues, he starts to annoy the detective by withholding information that could get members of his gang into trouble. This type of loyalty is extremely common in these types of cases, but can prove to work against you, as is seen just a few minutes later.
I'm not saying you went there for the wrong reasons. However, man, I tell you one thing.
Wait, chat.
You know how they say, like,
Where's his socks? Slides with no socks? In the interrogation room?
victims, and suspects, this and that. I thought that you were a victim.
Sure I am, but now y'all make it like I'm a suspect.
No. I
It's
thought you were a
crazy.
victim. I thought you were a victim, and I thought that you were gonna give us the justification, the explanation for what happened.
Listen.
But you come in here and you can't even with little details like that. Like, who cares? If Papa Jay's there, why can't you just be honest and say, yeah, he was there? So you're chilling.
We hung out.
So,
But I got another question
what's
for you.
so like hard about the truth?
What's interesting about this case, though, is that the cop actually isn't 100% sure that Cox is the killer. As Cox mentions earlier, most of the evidence in the case is hearsay, and detectives could have a hard time using it in court. This is why Cox is here in the first place.
If your partner is ignoring your calls or messages, don't
so tired
worry.
of these ads.
Use the locator app. Enter the number.
If they could extract a confession,
Hold on, chat. Alright, we back. I finished starting in 3, 2, 1, 0.
it'd make their lives a whole lot easier, but Cox isn't budging.
Okay, listen. If you want to tell me what happened, I'm all ears.
I just tried to tell you what happened when we watched.
Listen, look at me in my face. Look at me in my face.
You,
If you tell me the truth, I will believe you.
You're not
But
playing
there's
no
no
more,
explanation for
chat.
what happened.
so you trying to say I'm the explanation or something? That's what I'm asking.
It's like you're hearing me, but you're not listening to me. Listen
put
to
on
me.
a serious face,
You
Chet.
gotta break it down for me. Please just break it down.
Listen to me. Okay. I think that you might have been a victim. But I cannot believe a victim when they leave little things out, little details about that night.
Well,
okay?
Mister, I told y'all I know.
Some bad happened, man. Some bad.
I understand what
and
you're
I don't
saying.
think that you forced it. I don't think that you or your buddies or anybody else, well, maybe you're running your mouth a little bit, but it wasn't justified what happened. Okay?
Eventually, the detective decides that he's not going to get anything else out of Cox and calls off the interrogation. But that's not where the case ends. In fact, the most interesting but tragic part happened just hours after the interrogation was held. Later that day, Cox was released on bail, but 11 hours later, he was shot and killed by another gang member. Meaning if he...
Under an hour after that?
It actually confessed, he just might have spared his own life, even if it was spending that life in prison. But while Cox may have kept it together in his interrogation and preserved his gangster image, the same cannot be said for Cody Forencamp, a gangster whose crime was littered with errors and stupidity from the very start. After his phone was stolen at a convenience store, Cody went on a tyrannical rampage around his area looking for any signs of the stolen device. Surveillance footage captured him walking past 15-year-old Deshaun Hills, pulling a gun from his backpack and firing 3 shots at the boy, killing him instantly. Witnesses and surveillance footage helped police identify Cody almost immediately, and he was quickly brought in for interrogation.
Like I said, I ain't, you know, what I just did with the people yesterday, these motherfuckers was able to do this to me. They was able to look at.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look at this in a second.
I'm saying, look how they do me.
Okay.
Look how they do me. They just kicked my mom's door open, man.
Well, they didn't kick your mom's door open.
Yeah, they did, man.
No.
I was on the phone, man, with somebody while it happened, man.
We were there. We were there at your mom.
Come on, man. I said, like I said, man, I ain't about that.
Okay,
I don't gang bang. I don't do, you know what I mean? I ain't with the guns.
Cody here is referring to a search warrant that was used by police to gain access to his mother's house and collect evidence. While his anger about this is likely from a place of truth, he's also using it as a way to try and argue his innocence. This is also backed up by the fact that he immediately tells the cop that he has nothing to do with gang activity or guns. But it won't take long for this facade to fall apart.
We're here because you're involved with this murder. You've told people. That's why you're here.
He was the
That's
only
why
one there, Chet, so...
Okay? We have talked to people, all right, that have put you there at the scene. There's video of you at the scene.
The whole time.
The whole time. Okay, we know why you're there.
No, he wouldn't.
You're not buying it. I'm not here to lie to you, though. Why would I lie to you?
I ain't buying it.
You're on video. Okay, people are talking to you.
No, he wouldn't be innocent.
You're talking to them. Okay?
You approach people and talk to them.
On the evening of the murder, Cody had been walking around the area asking people if they saw the person that took his phone and aggressively confronting people that he suspected. He was also clearly seen on surveillance footage at multiple stores and businesses in the Minneapolis area, so any arguments he has here that he was elsewhere are completely invalid.
Like I said, I ain't
Literally,
Cody, all we're trying to
Y'all
do... Here's the thing.
Y'all know it all.
Can I just say something? If I was sitting in your chair and I had...
Dude, I got mercy, dude.
Hold on a
I
second.
got mercy, dude. Look at this shit.
Sit down.
Look at this shit.
Sit down.
Look at this shit.
Yep, sit down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
Hey,
just sit
really,
down for
I
one...
don't even want, like,
Here's
I'm
one
so
thing.
fucking mad.
One thing. Hold on.
I'm so fucking mad right now. No, I was supposed to.
He's mad that he's caught, Chet. That's the reason why he's mad, Chet. He's mad because he's caught red-handed. It's crazy, Chet.
Ooh. They all talking about some goofy shit that I don't
Goofy?
know about.
It's a murder.
Some goofy shit.
It's a murder.
Some goofy shit. Like I ain't there.
Well, here's what I'm going to say, just before we go, okay? Was that if I was sitting in your chair and I had 2 people ask me where I was on a specific day, and they're saying that I did a murder...
That's what Durfee did with me just yesterday.
I'm not talking about Durfee.
I'm saying if you ask me what I ate for dinner, I might not remember.
Also take a look at Cody's language and demeanor in general. Right from the start, he's been defensive and attempting to combat every single thing the detectives have said to him. Instead of respectfully listening to their points and trying to give counters to the cops' evidence, he either talks over them or just says, "I don't believe you," and fails to give any evidence in his defense. If Cody was innocent, he'd likely be doing everything he can to stay on the cops' good side and help them out by providing evidence that would acquit him. And as it turns out, he was about to start providing evidence. Evidence that would send him straight to jail.
Oh, you would have Wally's and boom, 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 boom,
You were
boom.
by Wally's,
I
absolutely.
was by Wally's.
You were?
But y'all don't know the story.
Well, tell me.
You motherfucker supposed to be in the motherfucking face, stole my phone, all that stupid shit. That don't mean I pulled the motherfucking trigger. Just because some people say some shit, that's what it is. That's what it is. So y'all gonna go with the you here anyway. I was over at the store, and I got fucking my. That's what that was.
Who jumped you?
I don't, like I said, I don't know.
When?
That don't make me no murder.
When?
I called my big cousin. My big cousin come get me. What it look like? I said,
Man, because he got caught,
nothing came with it.
When
You
did-
act like, can I pull the trigger on somebody?
When did you
I
get
ain't-
jumped, or when did you get your stuff robbed? Cody, so somebody jumped you for your phone, right? Did they get anything else from you? Or did you have money? Did you
Wallet,
have,
ID. Man, check it out. All right,
He's done,
In
chat.
an
He don't
outburst
even-
of more anger, Cody has just put himself right next to the scene of the crime and given the officers a motive for the murder.
It's
For the
no
next
way.
4 minutes, Cody scrambled to get himself out of the hole he just dug himself into. But it was already too late. With the evidence they already had,
Shit, cut
plus
quiet,
what
Jack.
essentially amounted to a full confession, Cody was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 38 years
38?
behind bars.
That's it? That's it, chat? 38 years? That's nothing. But TK gets 55 years. Like, chat, that's crazy. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we out.